Good evening. Welcome to our September 17th meeting of the Paulding County School System. Thank you all for being here. First order of business is to adopt our agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt our proposed agenda?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Lyons. Second by Mr. Nolan. Any discussion? All in favor? It is unanimous. We are now at a point in time where we are going to adjourn to executive session, where no votes will be taken except to approve our executive session minutes. We will be discussing land, legal, and personnel. Can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session? So moved by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Clayton, who, by the way, happen to have their children here with us this evening. So I think it is appropriate that they had the opportunity to make that motion and second that. So we welcome their children in attendance this evening. Any discussion on adjourning to executive session? All in favor? We are adjourned to executive session. Here. Good evening. We are reconvening our regular session of our September the 17th board meeting. Would like to have our invocation this evening led by Pastor Thomas Cole with the North Paulding Baptist Church. There you are, if you could join us at the podium. I'd like to mention that Mr. Cole's wife works in nutrition at North Paulding, and his daughter is nutrition manager at Crossroads. So they're very involved in our school system. We thank you very much for being here.
I actually have two daughters that works, and have my wife and my daughter works at North Paulding, and then Marie, my oldest daughter, works at Crossroads. Yeah.
So you are definitely very involved.
Yeah, I get to hear all about the lunchrooms. Matter of fact, when I left a while ago, Kathy and Marie were on the phone talking about
school
lunchrooms.
Well, we really do appreciate you being here this evening. If you don't mind, if we could all stand, if you could lead us in our pledge.
I appreciate you inviting me to come and do this for you. Let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity and praise you for just being able to stand for you, God, and be a witness for you. Father, I want to pray for each and every one of these school board members, our teachers, our lunchroom workers, our bus drivers, all those that have anything to do with our education system, God. Our nation is in a turmoil right now, and we need you more than ever to teach these kids, God, and to lead them in the direction that they should go. And Father, I pray that you do just exactly that. And as they conduct their business here tonight and they lead our county and our school system, Lord, I pray that you'd just lead them through the power of your Holy Spirit, God. And I pray that everything that they do would be good in your sight. Thank you again for being able to stand for them. And Lord, I just ask you tonight just to bless them in a glorious and mighty way. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you so much. You can remain standing. This evening we are joined by our Hiram High School JROTC program, and they are going to lead us in our pledge.
Forward, march. Colors, hold. Present arms. Sir, the colors are present, and we respectfully request permission to post the colors.
Yes, please.
Sorry, ma'am. Order, arms. Post. Post. Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arms. Post. Right, base, forward, march.
Before you leave, could you tell us who is here?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Carpenter. I'm the senior army instructor at Hiram High School. Today, who presented the colors was my freshman, Cadet Azumavat. First Sergeant Banks, and then Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Mayo. She's the battalion commander of GRTC.
Thank you so much. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. If you guys guys will bear with us, we have quite a few meeting minutes that we will need to approve, so just hang tight for a few minutes here. First of all, I need a motion to approve the regular session minutes from September 3rd's board meeting.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Clayton, second by Ms. Lyons. Any discussion? All in favor? All right. Now I need approval of the public hearing meetings for our September 5th meeting. Myself, Mr. Chester, and Mr. Dean were not in attendance for that meeting, so we need to abstain. So I need a motion to approve the public hearing meetings from the September 5th, 8 a.m. hearing.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Nolan. Mr. Clayton was a second. Any discussion on that? All in favor of the motion to approve the public hearing meetings for September the 5th? So that would be 4 in favor and 3 abstentions. Now I need a motion to approve the public hearing meetings from the September 5th, 6 p.m. meeting, and there, Ms. Lyons and Mr. Fuller were not in attendance, so they need to abstain from that. So I need a motion.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Nolan, second by Mr. Dean. Any discussion? All in favor of the approval of public hearing meetings for the September 5th, 6 p.m.? That would be 5 and 2 abstentions. Now I need a motion to approve the public hearing meetings from our September 12th hearing. Everyone was in attendance there, so I need a motion.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Nolan. Any discussion? All in favor? And that is unanimous. Now I need a motion to approve the called board meeting from our September the 12th, 2024 called meeting. All in attendance.
So moved. Second.
So moved by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Nolan. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. All right, believe it or not, I can now turn our meeting over to our superintendent for the superintendent's report.
All righty, good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. We're going to start out this evening highlighting Crossroads Middle School. Timberwolves are in the building tonight, and so I believe Mr. Freeman's going to come up and kind of set the stage for celebrating these guys being here tonight. Thank you guys for coming out.
Okay, good evening. It is my honor and great privilege this evening to be able to introduce to you the principal of our newest school in the district, Crossroads Middle School. Mr. Tom Alverson has spent 21 years in public education as a teacher, coach, assistant principal, and for the last 9 years he has served as principal of East Paulding Middle School. Just a few unique things about Mr. Alverson are that in his 21 years he's actually worked at all 3 levels, elementary, middle, and high. During that time, he has actually been a part of opening 4 new schools in our district, Russell, McClure, North Paulding High School, and now, of course, Crossroads Middle. He was actually the first head baseball coach at North Paulding High School when it opened, and he also coached the boys golf team to the school's first male region championship way back in 2011. So pretty cool stuff. Mr. Alverson recently shared that he has really enjoyed seeing and getting to be a part of all the hard work and effort that have went into opening Crossroads Middle School. He said it is very rewarding to watch teachers, staff, parents, community, and students all come together in a positive way to lay the solid foundation that the school will be able to build on for years to come. So I'm going to ask Mr. Alverson to come up and introduce this amazing and awesome team that he's brought with him tonight and that have joined him, and share some exciting information about Crossroads Middle School.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Thank you for having us. I'm going to try to do my best to read over my notes I scratched out about 6:15 this morning. A lot's happened since then, and my eyes are trying to quit. So, and I refuse to wear readers yet. But it's an honor and a privilege to represent our school staff members, teachers, our community, our students, as Crossroads principal. Honestly, did not ever really have opening a new school as a principal on my professional bucket list or professional bingo card, but here I am, and we are rocking and rolling. So I'm very proud of the folks that are here with us, and I'll introduce them in just a couple minutes. Mr. Freeman mentioned it's incredibly rewarding to watch our community come together. Redistricting and opening a new school is never easy, and a lot of times it's not ideal for families. But our staff, our students, our community have made it look seamless, and that's a testament to the Crossroads community and the staff that's been working so hard. This year we've kind of set out on a mission to build a strong and resilient foundation. We understand that the importance of having that foundation and what that can do to set up year after year of success. So that is one of our goals. Another one of our goals is establishing a standard of excellence. When a lot of our schools present, they may share what they're trying to improve on. Well, we're not really trying to improve on anything. We're trying to establish a standard, and we want, when people think of an excellent school, we want Crossroads to be mentioned as a school of excellence. There's 3 words that we use in our building, especially among my administrative staff, is consistent, effective, and sustainable. And we try to make sure that the things that we do at Crossroads is just that for our staff, for our students. And if it doesn't fit that, doesn't meet the mark in all 3 of those areas, then we look at ways to improve it. Education changes yearly. It changes for our teachers, it changes for our students, it changes for our parents and our communities. So if we can make things easy on them and make things that are things that are consistent, effective, and sustainable, we feel like that we can really help our community and our staff and students from one year to the other. And then another goal that we have this year is really defining our mission and our vision at Crossroads. That is something that we'll begin working with our community on pretty soon. We're going to start getting some feedback from our community, from our teachers, from our staff, from our students about what the mission and vision of Crossroads Middle School should be. Slide 2, please. So we currently have 908 students at Crossroads Middle. I believe we are the 2nd largest middle school right now in the district. And we have 80 amazing staff members whose job is to prepare our pack to become part of the North Paulding Wolf Pack. And they do a really, really great job of doing that. They're on mission every day to serve our community, serve our students, and to make sure they're ready to make that next step up to North Paulding High School, which is a large environment for our students. So it's important that we are very intentional about the things that we do to get them ready to be part of the pack. We do like to recognize some of the great things that happen in our building. Being that we are a month and a half old, or almost 2 months old, we're starting to get some things off the ground. And 2 things that I really wanted to highlight is, one, our pastries with the principal, and that's kind of a Student of the Month program where all of our teachers have an opportunity to nominate a student for Student of the Month. Dr. Prince, our Evaluation Assessment Coordinator, she's here with us tonight. She kind of coined it pastries with the principal a couple years ago when we were working on a project at East Paulding Middle School. But it's not always pastries with me, because that gets boring. We actually have community members. We have some district leadership. I think Mr. Freeman has come and spoke to our students, just to give them some words of wisdom and some encouragement and congratulate them on being selected as Student of the Month. But our first one for this year is actually this Friday, so we're looking forward to celebrating those students. And then you can't recognize greatness without having greatness in your building. And the 3 ladies that I have on our slide here, Ms. Jara Newbill, who came to us from McClure Middle School, Ms. Melissa Hogan, who came to us from East Paulding Middle School, and then Ms. Nikki Haxton, who came to us from PVA. They have really been cornerstones for our school in getting us off the ground and bringing a perceptive, a perception from those different environments to be able to help us to create a good environment for all of our students. But they've been recognized by their peers, their teacher colleagues, staff members at Crossroads for the job that they have done. And it's not so much about, the instruction and the teaching that's going on in the classroom, what they're recognizing. They're recognizing how they're supporting each other and they're supporting their colleagues. And that is huge for the climate and the culture of any school, much less a new school. And I think we probably had close to 25 teachers that were probably recognized for their efforts by their colleagues. So I think that is fantastic that they've already gelled in that way. So what makes Crossroads Middle School unique? Well, one, my pictures are over my words, so that's unique probably. But really, it's the people. Being, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, we're a month and a half old. There's not a lot of things that have really got rocking and rolling, too much, but we're getting there. But it's the people. I mentioned earlier, redistricting is difficult. My experience that Mr. Freeman shared has allowed me to see redistricting at the elementary level when I helped open Russell, at the high school level when we opened North Paulding, and now at the middle school level when we've opened Crossroads. And the people have made this experience probably the smoothest opening of a school that I've been a part of. So there's some great shots from our ribbon cutting, from open house, then when we had students in the building, from pre-planning. It has just been a great experience with the people who are with us at Crossroads Middle School. So I went around and I asked some questions of our staff members and our students because I could stand up here and tell you what makes Crossroads unique from my perspective, but I feel like I'm a better leader when I understand what the perspective of the people that are in the building and those that I'm serving. So I asked some folks, parents, teachers, staff members, students, what is unique about Crossroads? And there's several quotes up there, but I wanted to share just a couple. The first one I wanted to highlight is the teacher autonomy. Down in the bottom left, one of our teachers says, teachers have been given autonomy to work together, which has helped us build strong connections quickly. When you bring folks together in a first year, you want them to gel. And sometimes you try to force that with things, with fun activities and games and things like that. There wasn't really a whole lot of time for that. We really kind of hit the ground running. And that was some feedback that I got from folks. But being able to give our teachers some decision making and be able to troubleshoot things as we've gone through this first month and a half has really built some strong autonomy between our teachers. One of the students mentioned expectations and accountability. That was really, really good. I was like, thanks, I appreciate that. One of our students mentioned student diversity. As a new school, we're opening up with 48% of our student body being non-white, non-Hispanic students. So that is that's a large, diverse group for a new school, I believe. The next ones I thought were really good. The tone and energy you feel in the building. That's something that I've really wanted to provide our community is a positive, exciting experience in middle school, because we all know that middle school is probably one of the most challenging periods of a child's life, and we want to provide them a place where they want to come, where they want to be, where their parents feel comfortable sending them, where they're excited about coming to school. The tone, the energy, and then I also wanted to mention the positive social media presence. I don't know if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, but Dr. Monique Prince, I'm going to give her another shout out here. See, she is our social media queen. She makes it look easy, and she makes us look good, even when we are scrambling. So she does just a great job of promoting our kids, promoting our teachers, and showing our community what Crossroads is all about. So I do want to introduce these folks that are here with me, because these are the people that make Crossroads go. And I want to kind of start with introducing Mr. Mark Parker. He's our facility lead custodian. Miss Hannah Knight, who is our bookkeeper, and Miss Molly Noonan, who is our school secretary. Those folks jumped in the building. Oh, Miss Michelle Pritchett too, one of our assistant principals. Those folks jumped in the building as soon as we got the word go. And I'm going to shout out to Mr. Ricky, who's part of our maintenance or our delivery crew from the warehouse. If it was not for those 4 people that are sitting right there, we never would have got started. Hundreds of boxes were delivered. We broke them down, we emptied them, we organized, we sorted. Ms. Knight did a bunch of ordering throughout the summer to make sure that teachers and students had resources. And I believe there were probably 3 or 4 days where we hit it at 7:30 in the morning in the cafeteria, taking in deliveries and boxes, and probably didn't leave till 5:30 or 6 at night. So those 4 folks really did a large job in a short amount of time. I want to talk about Miss Renee Howie and Miss Kim Burford, who is not able to be here this evening. But from a scheduling standpoint, when you take students from multiple buildings and you put them together in Infinite Campus and you're trying to learn what their needs are and who our teachers are and how we're best going to serve them, those 2 ladies really knocked it out of the park when it comes to setting our students up for success with our teachers. And then, of course, Dr. Prince, she's our evaluation and assessment coordinator. She has done a great job of social media, but she also does a great job of driving instruction and what those expectations should look like in the classroom. And then last but certainly not least, I brought 2 teachers with us, Ms. Jara Newbill and Ms. Melissa Hogan. I mentioned earlier Ms. Newbill's from McClure, Ms. Hogan is from East, and that's where the majority of our students and our staff came from. And those 2 ladies have done a really, really good job of being an ear for their staff and being a voice for us as well, and supporting and making sure that this come together, or this opening has gone as smooth as it has. So again, it's been an honor and a privilege, and these are the folks that really do make this work. I'm just fortunate enough to be able to serve them. So thank y'all.
Mr. Alverson, as the guy who gets all of the calls for the North Paulding area, well, most of them, my colleague over here lives up there too. I have gotten 3 phone calls about Crossroads since the school started. By now, I've been worn out, with the things I'm gonna get worn out with. All 3 calls. Awesome team. Traffic is awesome, which is,
That's good.
but the drop off is awesome. And basically, everybody says that they didn't realize they were walking into a new school from the standpoint of how things go. So whatever you guys are doing, y'all keep doing it, because I love those kind of emails.
Thank you.
So in closing us out tonight with Crossroads, we want to present Mr. Alverson with the United States flag that originally flew over the school on the first day that it opened, so that it can be displayed for all to see. And we have your replacement for the absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman.
Are you guys gonna take a picture? We're about to get a 2D coalition. All right, you guys stand in front. Let's get behind y'all. I can see everybody.
So again, we're excited to celebrate Crossroads. I cannot imagine a more qualified person than Tom, Mr. Alverson, to open up that school. So we're super proud of all that they've accomplished there in such a short amount of time. I did want to remind everyone that we're asking stakeholders to participate in a survey on the proposed calendars for the next 4 school years. The survey and proposed calendars for the 25-26 all the way through 28-29 school years can be found on our website. The survey will remain open through Friday, September 20th. The feedback will be utilized to draft the final calendars, and we will recommend those calendars to the Board of Education on October 22nd. To date, we have had around 57, I believe, 100 folks participate in the survey, so had a good response. And I just want to show, not going to take a lot of time, but I want to show the board a few pictures that we received this week, just to update you a little bit on North Paulding. That project continues to move forward on time. We still are on track to open that addition up during the second semester this year. There's a couple of pictures from the inside. You can tell it's starting to take shape. On the outside, if you're familiar with the building, this is looking at the back of the building to the left. So that was the existing building, but anyone who's been back there, you can see that parking lot area looks a little bit different, and there's going to be a whole lot more parking back there when finally the dust settles. I believe this is the back side of the school on the right. So this is the new section that's being built. That's the back entrance you'll walk into there. But it's really looking good, coming together. And then this is really looking at from the left side of the building, but it's kind of the entrance point for that new addition. It's kind of got that archway as you walk in, which sort of mirrors what you have going on at the Fine Arts building. They're right beside it, but they're making great progress. It's going to be really something special, I think. And man, that's some good real estate in that third floor. I don't know what teachers are going to be blessed to teach up there, but the views from the window are extraordinary. And then also just want to mention that obviously fall break is next week, and I hope everyone takes the opportunity to get some well-deserved rest, especially after the last couple of weeks. The board's next meeting will be October the 8th. It's our fall board retreat, and then that'll be followed by the board recognition meeting on October 22nd. That starts at 5:30 p.m. At East Paulding High School. And then believe it or not, after that, we only have 3 more board meetings before Christmas in the end of the first semester. So the year is just moving along super fast. And Madam Chair, with that, I will move on into the business portion with your permission.
Absolutely.
So tonight we have 7 items on our consent agenda. These items were presented to the board during the September 3rd and September 12th meetings. And the consent agenda includes approval of the receipt of our FY25 CTIE Perkins Program Improvement Grant, approval of a revision to policy GARH, employee leaves and absences, a renewal of IFB 24-230718, Tire and Retreads with Atlanta Commercial Tire, approval of an easement agreement with Paulding County for a radio tower at Poole Elementary, approval of an easement agreement with Paulding County for a radio tower at Allgood Elementary, approval of a land and easement purchase agreement with the Georgia Department of Transportation, and then finally renewal of IFB 23-220916, retrofit for Bluebird buses with Yancey Brothers Company. Madam Chair, that is the recommendation for the consent agenda this evening.
Okay. Hearing the superintendent's recommendation to have, I need a motion to approve the consent agenda items A through E as presented in our September 3rd and September 12th board meetings.
So moved. Second.
So moved by Mr. Fuller, second by Mr. Nolan. Any discussion?
On the grant, how many years is that they've gotten the CTA?
Oh, gosh, a long. It's every year, but we've not had to bring it to the board until recently. That's a new development, but we've gotten that CTA grant for years and years.
I think we highlighted that maybe a couple of years ago, because they do, obviously, district does great things with those funds and with that program. So I'm okay with this, but maybe at some point,
bring that back just so the public is aware of how the district's using that money and how great those CTAE programs are, so.
Sounds good.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve consent agendas I through G? Unanimous.
Madam Chair, the action agenda items this evening are, first off, approval of personnel items 1 through 47 as presented this evening.
Hearing the superintendent's recommendation to approve personnel items 1 through 47, do I have a motion? So moved by Mr. Clayton, second by Mr. Nolan. Any discussion? All in favor of the approval of personnel items 1 through 47? It's unanimous.
And then the next action item for this evening is a recommendation for request for proposal 24-240619, construction management at risk services be awarded to Smith Built Construction Group from Alpharetta, Georgia for the renovation and modification of Poole Elementary School. I have a brochure on Smith Built. If anyone wants to grab it before they leave, I know this is a new CMAR relationship for us. So, but that's the recommendation, Madam Chair.
Hearing the superintendent's recommendation for a CMAR for Poole Elementary School, do I have a motion? So moved by Mr. Clayton, second by Mr. Nolan. Any discussion? All in favor? And that is unanimous.
And then the final item, Madam Chair, is a recommendation for a request for proposal 25-240701, construction management at risk services be awarded to RK Redding Construction, Inc., Bremen, Georgia, for the construction of elementary school number 20.
Hearing the superintendent's recommendation for the CMAR for elementary school number 20, do I have a motion?
It's going to be close.
I'm telling you. I'm going to say the motion is by Ms. Lyons, second by Mr. Nolan. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? That would be 6, and opposed? So 6-1.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
That's it? We are at our public participation section of our meeting, and I believe we have someone signed up for public participation. Sharmila, I'm so sorry. If you could say your last name for me. Sameh? Sameh. If you'll come to the podium, and Mr. Cable, our board attorney, will give you some instructions.
Hello. All right, so you're going to be participating by speaking to the board, address all your comments to the Board of Education. You'll be given 5 minutes to speak. At about the 4-minute mark, I'll sort of signal to you and tell you that you got about a minute left and need to start wrapping up. If the board were to ask you any questions, I'll stop the clock and won't count that time against you. Okay? And I'll start whenever you start.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am a new parent for Moses Middle School. My daughter recently started with the new school year from Abney Elementary. We moved to Paulding County from Woodstock a couple of years ago. And we were very happy at Abney, and went into Moses this year. And the first thing that struck me was the construction of the classrooms, as far as the ceiling to floor glass panels in each classroom. As we all know, we live in an age where the safety of our kids with guns and shootings in school is of utmost importance. It's of utmost importance to me. I only have one precious one. So that was alarming to me when I saw, I guess, coming from Abney, where it's pretty much cinder blocks right through, except for, your doors and exits or that type of stuff. I inquired about it with her homeroom teacher as to whether these were bulletproof. And her homeroom teacher did not know. About 2 weeks ago, I called your safety after the shooting out in I think, where was it? somewhere, Dalton or wherever. I called your safety department and spoke with the manager there, and he further explained to me, well, no, these are not bulletproof. They're actually pretty much like hard plastic, and can definitely be shot. My question was, can it be shot through with a semi-automatic weapon, which has become the weapon of choice for these school mass shootings? And he said, well, yes, they can be shot through, but we do teach the kids and the students, students and teachers, how to barricade doors, how to barricade, windows, how to stay out the line of fire, and that type of stuff, as they do in the drills and so forth. However, as a parent, that does not sit well with me, because when I look at the makeup of each of these classrooms, and these are all the classrooms as I saw through her entire hallway, I look at it and see that someone could easily, because some of their desks are situated right in the line of fire if someone were to do that. The teachers, some of their desks are situated in there. And so my concern as a parent is, how do we put this within your budget to get those changed out? It's commonplace now, unfortunately, knock on wood, we pray that nothing happens, but it is commonplace. This has become our new norm, where these school shootings are happening. How do we protect these kids by doing the bare minimum to protect them from any school shootings like that? I believe that these windows, glass, whatever you want to call it, they're from 4th floor to ceiling, as I said, are a hazard. And if we want to, I guess you want to put it on record that, hey, I'm here saying that, how do we get this changed out? How do we remove those and put something in that creates a safer environment for them within their classroom, given the environment that we do live in now with the mass shootings and school shootings and that's so forth. And that's the only reason I wanted to show up tonight. I didn't need 5 minutes.
You did not. You did good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We are now, thank you so much for attending. We are now at board member comments, and we are going to start this evening with Mr. Fuller.
All right. Thank you for being here and speaking on behalf of that. School safety is important, and that's one thing I wanted to say. Before I say what I want to say about that, I wish everyone a safe and happy fall break that's coming up, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I know that school systems across Georgia and probably the U.S. have been inundated with false threats that have bogged down our teachers and our administration and our security departments to the point that they're having to continuously send out emails and address these false claims that we have no idea where they're coming in from. But I did want to address, I know that there's been a few instances where the students are phoning in, not out of fear, but phoning in false, or let me back up. I think there are some students that are actually making threats. Whether they're substantiated, they're real, the student doesn't know what they're saying, vice versa, whatever that may be. I wanted to look at a board policy, our current board policies. Maybe Mr. Cable can speak if what I'm about to say is allowable under Georgia law or it is not. But my thing is, if you are caught making a threat to our school system, to the safety of our school, whether it's a bomb or a shooting or a gun or whatever it is, that you can be expelled permanently from the Paulding County School District. I don't know if we're allowed to do that by law, but I want to make it a priority of this board to go as far in that punishment as we can go, that we will not tolerate false claims of school safety that are going to jeopardize the operations and the safety of our kids. And if we need to let these parents know that if your kid is joking around and making a false threat to close school like a snow day, they will be expelled indefinitely from our school system here in Paulding County. And not only safety is my top priority, but the second priority of our school system is it's involving the operations of our staff from being able to do their job, because they're having to send out emails and address these things individually when at the end of the day there's nothing to them most of the time. So I also wanted to just thank our staff. I know you guys have been through a lot, not only here in Paulding, but like I said, throughout the state of Georgia. It is a tough place to be, and our heart goes out to the Barrow County situation. We're still praying for them. I know there's a lot of people still raising money for their school and for the victims there. And we just hope and pray that something like that does not happen again. It doesn't happen here in Paulding. But I do want to make it very, very known that those threats, whether joking, whether they're not, that it will cost a parent to lose their kid in our school system if that continues. So if we can work on that, Mr. Barnett, see if that's allowable under Georgia law, if it's allowable in our school district, I want that to be driven home, that you are gone, and if a parent has to pay for private school because of it, that's a conversation they have to have as a family. That's all I got, and thank you to our staff here at Crossroads Middle School for being here and getting that school up and running. That's a very exciting time for our district, and I know that they have worked very hard, and it was great to have them here tonight.
I just want to thank Thomas Cole for coming out tonight and doing our invocation, and the HHS ROTC for presenting the colors tonight. They both did great jobs. It was nice to hear that a school opening went great. When I was a student and I had to transition to new schools, it did not go quite as well as it did for Crossroads, so I'm glad to hear that processes have improved and everything is going great for them over there. I did want to see, I know I've brought it up before, Steve, and we always say East Paulding is the most central school to have the recognition meetings at, but I would like to see us expand those out. Because even being central, you know, if you've got a child that's out almost to Rockmart, New York, well, that's still a long way for them to travel, you know, consistently, when I feel like a lot of times it's the recognition meetings of the same kids throughout the year sometimes, so it'd be nice to have some other perspectives and other people get a chance to come. So that's all I have, besides have a great fall break.
Yeah, I would like to thank the Crossroads staff for coming in here. That is a major task that they overcame by getting that school up and running and having it go as smooth as it has so far. Sort of like Mr. Nolan said, I've only heard good comments about it. Everybody have a great time on fall break. And to follow up on what what's his name said, I would like to take that a little further. I would like to see how we can hold the parents responsible like they're doing over on the other side of town at the shooting. It's if my son ran over your mailbox, I would be responsible for your mailbox. So surely to goodness we can work something like this, and I think they've opened the door with the events over in the other side of town. That's all I've got. Have a great break.
Mr. Chester?
Thank you. Let's say thank you to the staff of Crossroads Middle School. I am happy, elated, excited for them that school year's going as great as it is. It's a fantastic opening, and I'm happy about that. Thank you to Hiram, to the ROTC for presenting the colors. I always enjoy that. Brings back memories of ROTC. So thank you to them, and thank you to everyone participating tonight. Just want to say to everyone, be safe during the fall break. Have a great time. Be safe. Make it back home safely. We're praying for that for all our community, our staff, for my colleagues. Hopefully everybody gets to go somewhere, so thankful for that. And then I want to say thank you to Superintendent. We're starting off the school year great. It's going great, and we get into the fall and we start counting down to the end of the semester. Not that anybody's counting, but ready for that, you know, ready to get there and, you know, things to continue as smoothly as they are. So I'm very thankful for that. And again, everyone be safe during fall break. Looking forward to seeing everyone safe back in place. Thank you.
Since we had Crossroads here tonight, I want to say, I was actually at Crossroads in Colorado Line the first day of school, and it went beautifully, and all but 3 buses were on schedule, which is like a normal everyday thing. So it was, for it to be the first day of a new school, that was exceptional. And one thing that wasn't highlighted for Crossroads that I wanted to speak on is their exceptional students area where their special needs classes are is phenomenal. And I wish that we could duplicate that in all of our schools, because with the students that we have, sometimes there are accidents and they have a full shower there where, you know, the children or the teachers, you know, can clean themselves up, and they have a washer and dryer and a little kitchen. I mean, it's phenomenal. I just, like I said, I wish we could duplicate that in all of our schools. But anyway, I just applaud our design team, our Arcade Reading, and our architects. Everyone did an amazing job on that school, and it's beautiful, and I think anyone would be very blessed to have their children go there. But having said that, I just hope everyone has a great spring break. Enjoy some sunshine and relaxation, or the mountains, whichever way you go. Just relax and catch your breath, be ready for the next step, and let the kids just kind of reset. I think this balanced calendar is amazing, and I spoke with some people in executive office in Florida this week, and when I asked them, well, when is your fall break? And they said, what are you talking about? And they didn't have a fall break, so I explained to them about our balanced calendar, and they were thrilled. And so I think that we're talking about the calendar. You know, everyone vote, everyone go online and vote for the calendar, because your input is very important, and this is a very important part of this process for our calendars. And we are very blessed to have a good team who works very hard on those calendars, and we don't want that work to go to waste. So please go online and express your feelings on how you feel about those calendars. Dan?
Everything.
Ditto. That's what I always say. I did want to take a minute, though, to say thank you to my fellow board members. There's a lot of work that goes into thought process and so forth that goes into being a board member here. We don't take this job lightly. We all work very hard, and our focus is this kids first and foremost, and all of the administrators, the teachers. We care. It does matter to us. This team over here works very, very hard, I know, to just make things go as smoothly as Crossroads opening went. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you to you guys for putting up with me some days, but for all the hard work that goes into this. And again, our focus is these kids. They're our future, and that is most important to us. There's so many aspects. Safety and security is extremely important, and I do want to thank you for bringing the comments you brought about Moses. We hear what you guys say, and it's important to us to hear from you, so thank you for that. Again, thank you guys. Have a wonderful fall break. We will be all ready to work hard and move forward as we start in October for the rest of these 5 more meetings until the end of the calendar year and Christmas break. So enjoy your fall breaks. Thank you for coming. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I was going to say, y'all want to stay?
Nobody wants to go home.
So motion to adjourn by Ms. Lyons, second by Mr. Dean. Did I hear that? No? Yep, all right. All in favor? We are adjourned.